Hello student, today topic is translations. We know that transcription takes place within the nucleus in eukaryotes and cytoplasm in prokaryotes. After the translations, the mRNA moves towards the cytoplasm in eukaryotes and attaches to the ribosomal site. And in the ribosomal site, the synthesis of protein takes place. That means mRNA is responsible for protein synthesis, and this process is called as translations. Here, the triplet base sequence of mRNA is responsible for specific sequence of amino acid in polypeptide chain. Specific sequence of amino acid in polypeptide chains. The translation has different steps. That is 3 major steps. The first one is activation of amino acids. The second one is charging of tRNA. And the third one is formation of polypeptide chain. The first one, that is the activation of amino acids. In the cytoplasms, amino acid attached to the ATP. In the presence of enzyme, amino acyl tRNA synthetase and magnesium ion form a complex called as amino acid AMP enzyme complex. This enzyme is the amino acyl tRNA synthetase. That means this enzyme attached to the amino acid, and from the ATP inorganic pyrophosphate removed, and AMP attached to the amino acids form a complex, that is amino acid AMP E1 complex. The second step, that is charging of tRNA. The complex produced in the first step combined with tRNA, which is present in the cytoplasm. What happens? The amino acid directly bind to the tRNA. The amino acid bind to the tRNA, and AMP enzymes removed from this complex. That means the tRNA having amino acid is produced. This is called charging of tRNA. When the tRNA containing amino acid, then it's called charging of tRNA. This one is the charging of tRNA. The third step, that is formation of polypeptide chain. It has 3 substages, that is chain initiations, chain elongation, and chain terminations. The first one, that is chain initiation. In prokaryotes and eukaryotes, chain initiation requires initiation factor or IF. In prokaryotes, 3 initiation factors are there: IF1, IF2, IF3. While in eukaryotes, generally 9 initiation factors are required. That is EIF1, EIF2, EIF3, EIF4A, EIF4B, EIF4C, EIF4D, EIF5 and EIF6. In some case, EIF5 and EIF6 are not mentioned, but here we are mentioning this. Due to the presence of this initiation factor, the chain initiation takes place. How? In the presence of IF3, initiation factor 3, in prokaryotes, in the presence of this initiation factor, the mRNA bind to the 30S. Similarly, in eukaryotes, in the presence of EIF2, initiation factor, mRNA bind to the 40S and form 30S mRNA tRNA methylated complex or 40S mRNA tRNA complex. In case of prokaryotes, it is 30S mRNA tRNA methylated complex, while in eukaryotes, it is 40S mRNA tRNA complex. Next, after the complex formations, the larger subunit attached with the help of initiation factor, that is EIF1 and EIF4 in eukaryotes and IF1 in prokaryotes. These are the important initiation factor. While the others initiation factor support partially, but these are the main initiation factors. Then the second one, that is chain elongations. There are two sites in ribosome for binding of amino acyl tRNA, and that two sites present in larger subunits. Here I am mentioning two sites for binding of amino acyl tRNA. Besides that, there is another site for exit site, but it is not mentioning here. On the basis of amino acyl tRNA binding, it is two sites. That is A site and P site. A site is the amino acyl site. P site is the peptidyl site. Some are also called the P site as the donor site, while the A site is called recipient site. When the second charged tRNA along with amino acid approach to the A site, in peptidyl site already initiation tRNA is there. In case of prokaryote, it is methylated tRNA is there, while the A site remain vacant. When the second charged tRNA along with amino acid approach to the A site, the peptide bond is created in between the amino acid present in the P site and the amino acid present in the A site. How? Because the P site give the amino acid to the A site, and that amino acid create peptide bond with the amino acid present in the tRNA in A site, and that peptide bond is the carboxylic group of first amino acid which is present in P site and NH2 group of second amino acid which is present in A site. This is the first amino acid and this is the second amino acids. In this way, the peptide bond is created. Next, the peptide bond requires energy, ATP or GTP, and catalyzed by enzyme peptidyl transferase. Two things required: energy and enzyme peptidyl transferase. In prokaryotes, the elongations also require elongation factor Tu, elongation factor Ts, while in eukaryotes, elongation required EF1. Then the translocations. Translocation means the movement of ribosome on mRNA. Many students wrongly said that the mRNA moves through the ribosomes, but actually ribosomes movement takes place. mRNA is stagnant, and that is called translocations. In prokaryotes, it requires elongation factor G, and in eukaryotes, it requires elongation factor 2 or translocation. The third step, that is chain terminations. When the termination codon reaches, the translation is completed. That is called terminations. termination codon or nonsense codon. That is UAA, UAG, UGA. For this termination, releasing factors are essential. In prokaryotes, the releasing factors are RF1, RF2, while in eukaryotes, the releasing factor is ERF1. The termination immediately followed the releasing of peptide chain, releasing of tRNA, releasing of mRNA, and dissociation of ribosome. When the termination takes place, what happens? The polypeptide chain removed, followed by tRNA removed, mRNA, and then the two subunit of ribosome become dissociated. This is the diagrammatically presentations. Different step. This is the triplet codon. Three triplet codon here indicated. This is the smaller subunit. This is the larger subunit. First, the mRNA attached to the smaller subunit with the help of initiation vector, and then the attachment of larger subunit takes place. What happens? This is the tRNA, first initiation codon, and this is the one amino acid. That is methionine. We know that AUG in the initiation codon, that is methionine. In case of prokaryotes, it is formulated, while in eukaryote it is non-formulated. And in the next step, the ribosome movement takes place. What happens? This is the first, and A site is vacant. This is P site, this is A site. P site having tRNA initiation codon at the mRNA, and this site is vacant. In the next step, another tRNA attached to this YYY, attached to this. Here XXX means these are the nitrogenous base, symbolically present here in XXX YY. That means not it is XXX, it is nitrogenous base. And here the two sides become filled up. In the next step, what happens? The P site, we know that it is the donor site, it is the recipient site. The P site give the amino acid to the A site here attached, and here this tRNA do not have amino acids. In the next step, what happens when the ribosome movement takes place? X's come to the outside, YY and ZZZ here, and this come to this position, P site. Now the P site have two amino acids, 1 and 2, and another tRNA attached to here having 3 amino acids. In this way, it is continued unless there is a termination codon. When the termination codon reaches, what happens? The synthesis of polypeptide chains stop and removed, followed by the removal of tRNA, mRNA, and dissociation of ribosomal subunit. In this way, we completed translations. Thank you.